Are you gonna play that dastardly intro again?
You forget that films are supposed to have a point.
Good evening, Los Angeles! How the bloody heck are you? That's good. The way to start a podcast. Welcome to the worst idea of all time episode. This is the last fucking one. We are done. Outstanding. This is unprecedented. Who considered a time like this? It's gone now. It's done. We're finished. Take a photo. Take a video. I don't give a shit. Why is there some phones in here? This is an auspicious occasion. Before I get too elated and too deep into it, can we please welcome to the stage an incredibly special guest joining us this evening on the 60th watch. First for him, it's Matt Gourley, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody, hi! Oh, I am so thrilled to be here.
Standing too.
I'm going to stand. I was afraid I wouldn't have that much to say about this film when it started. It has broadened my mind. I have so much to say. So much to say.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing left.
That's okay. I've got a chart. I've got a timeline. All of these represent at least a half hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a podcast. This is like the specific episode dedicated, I think, to Matt's notebook, but also, I think a little bit about feelings. I want us to talk about our feelings.
In there, you are all feelings. So
Yeah, I'm full of feelings, sure. It's just not what I imagined. It makes sense. Of course we talk about our feelings. How do you feel, Guy? So good. Yeah? Literally as good as I've felt in 4 years. Yeah. It is, it's the sweet release, isn't it? It's, I feel like we've tricked death. You know, the Grim Reaper came and tapped on our shoulder and was like, time to go, boys. And we were like, fuck you, dude. We're bouncing.
Saying that you guys are serving hell on earth now and you will be rewarded in the afterlife.
Yeah, you seem pretty confident about that.
I know for a fact. I got a line on this. Yeah, this is happening.
That's good, man, because, I don't really think too much of it. But now... So look, if this is your first time tuning into the worst idea of all time, this is a podcast wherein Guy Montgomery, international piece of shit, and myself watch and review the same movie. What are you? Are you just yourself? Yeah, I'm just Tim. I'm an international piece of shit. Yeah. Do you want to know why? Because you moved to New York. And you want to know something else? You're a real piece of shit. Hey, you should also be something. You're nationally okay. Great serve, mate. That's a decent burn. I got you, man. I got your number, motherfucker. This is a podcast which has been parading as a film review podcast, wherein Guy and I watch the same film and review it once a week, every week for a year, except in the years where I penalise us for letting lapse a few weeks in between takes. But in actual fact, it's a podcast about feelings. So here's some of mine. Elation. Joy. Happiness. Release. And don't do that. Gross Los Angeles. Release isn't a feeling. Isn't it?
Yeah, and you don't see many of those.
What do I see, Matt?
Just ready.
I think, I know
I am
mostly
ready.
people are listening to this mostly, but we must make mention of your shirt. I'm ready. I'm ready. I bought this shirt because it reminded me of SpongeBob so much. And so you saying I'm ready is like perfect.
Yeah, you're ready to go. Like to cross over.
Is that not the loudest shirt you've ever owned? Yeah, I actually think it is, and I bought it just today, just for you folk. Well, mainly myself, because I get to wear it, but I thought, you know what? Time for a fun shirt to celebrate an auspicious occasion. And so I did, and here it is. It's got a lot of jellyfish and some crazy colours, and the gentleman who sold it to me gave me the backstory, and it turns out it's from a company which became famous in the 1940s for really pushing the envelope on Hawaiian shirts and their colour palettes. I was intrigued, fascinated, and captured by this old man's tales of days gone by and colours that we haven't seen in fashion for a long time. And there I was, a sitting duck, a foreigner, who had changed his money for an indiscriminate exchange rate and just started throwing notes at him. How much is the shirt? I never said. Just started throwing money, and he said, great, love what you're doing here. And then eventually, my wallet was empty and the shirt was put in a bag, and I was on my way.
I was going to say this, but I was in the same shop with Tim.
You guys met the ghost of Tommy Bahama?
Yes.
He's taken a pretty powerful physical form. And he's
guys are ready. You are ready.
Pretty fine wares down wherever the fuck Romancing the Bean is, which is the cafe from the movie that Tim and I went and had a lovely breakfast burrito at this morning. And first of all, the breakfast burrito is nothing but egg and cheese, which is not enough ingredients. It's a breakfast egg.
But it didn't even provide a hot sauce, which was intriguing.
Yeah.
Everything, you can't have like 3 white foods, egg, burrito, and cheese, and not throw a little spice in there, you know? You gotta have something to break it up. Chuck some veggies in there.
Yeah.
Red onion would have sufficed, capsicum.
Mayonnaise.
No!
Mayonnaise would be something.
A little salt.
Anyway, I read the Yelp page for that cafe a while ago, and some of the arguments that were laid forth, which seemed pretty wild at the time, now sound pretty all right. But when we were there, we talked to the guy behind the counter, and we said, "Did you know that the movie We Are Your Friends was filmed here?" And he said, "Yes, I did. Have you seen it?" And we said, and we said, "Yes, 59 times."
And he said, okay.
Yeah, he said, okay, yeah, they filmed in here. Over there, that's where Zac Efron and Emily Ratajkowski's characters broke up.
And Guy said, no. That's where they forged their relationship, dude. That's basically where they got together. And this guy went, oh, okay. I've only seen the movie once, but they filmed a bunch of different endings. And then Guy and my imagination ran wild. And we locked a stare with this gentleman.
Wait, was there a breakup scene that they potentially shot?
Yes, so there is multiple endings potentially sitting around in the...
Fuck off.
Yeah. But we digress. Anyway, look.
Well, that's a worthy digression, I think. If ever someone was allowed to digress.
Sorry, you go.
No, look, that's all by the by.
No, go. I'll
what
go.
I was trying to tell you was that
if you're gonna
at the
around,
store where you bought that shirt, I also bought some things, and because I saw what you paid for the shirt, and it's a fine shirt, but that man made a princely sum, and
What did you pay?
I actually also
I'll never tell.
I'll double it.
I got very excited in this store and thought, because it's the last show, I would buy gifts for all of us. And I bought gifts, which I have in my pockets.
So they're real warm?
Matt, do you want to provide audio commentary for our listeners at home on what Guy's attempting to do right now?
Well, right now his fingers are sticking in kind of a soiled and frayed pocket.
I bought them like that. It's called fashion, idiot.
Okay.
So I bought gifts for all of us, and the first gift is for you, Tim.
Okay.
They're all badges, by
It's
the
a
way.
little badge. New cologne, or have you been rolling?
Are you gonna play that dastardly intro again?
You forget that films are supposed to have a point.
Good evening, Los Angeles. How the bloody heck are you? That's good.
The way to start a podcast. Welcome to the worst idea of all time episode. This is the last fucking one. We are done. Outstanding. This is unprecedented. Who considered a time like this? It's gone now. It's done. We're finished. Take a photo. Take a video. I don't give a shit. I see some phones in here. This is an auspicious occasion. Before I get too elated and too deep into it, can we please welcome to the stage an incredibly special guest joining us this evening on the 60th watch. First for him, it's Matt Gourley, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody, hi! Oh, I am so thrilled to be here.
Standing too.
I'm gonna stand. I was afraid I wouldn't have that much to say about this film when it started. It has broadened my mind. I have so much to say. So much to say.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing left.
That's okay. I've got a chart. I've got a timeline. All of these represent at least a half hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a podcast. This is like the specific episode dedicated, to Matt's notebook, but also, I think a little bit about feelings. I want us to talk about our feelings.
In there, you are all feelings. So
Yeah, I'm full of feelings, sure. It's just not what I imagined. It makes sense. Of course we talk about our feelings.
How do you feel, Guy?
So good.
Yeah?
Literally as good as I've felt in 4 years.
Yeah. It is, it's the sweet release, isn't it? It's, I feel like we've tricked death. You know, the Grim Reaper came and tapped on our shoulder and was like, time to go, boys. And we were like, fuck you, dude. We're bouncing.
Saying that you guys are serving hell on earth now and you will be rewarded in the afterlife.
Yeah, you seem pretty confident about that.
I know for a fact. I got a line on this. Yeah, this is happening.
That's good, man, because, I don't really think too much of it. But now...
So look, if this is your first time tuning into the worst idea of all time, this is a podcast wherein Guy Montgomery, international piece of shit, and myself watch and review the same movie.
What are you? Are you just yourself?
Yeah, I'm just Tim.
I'm an international piece of shit.
Yeah. Do you want to know why? Because you moved to New York. And you want to know something else? You're a real piece of shit.
Hey, you should also be something. You're nationally okay.
Great serve, mate. That's a decent burn.
I got you, man. I got your number, motherfucker.
This is a podcast which has been parading as a film review podcast, wherein Guy and I watch the same film and review it once a week, every week for a year, except in the years where I penalise us for letting lapse a few weeks in between takes. But in actual fact, it's a podcast about feelings. So here's some of mine. Elation. Joy. Happiness. Release. And don't do that. Gross Los Angeles.
Release isn't a feeling.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and you don't see many of those.
What do I see, Matt?
Just ready.
I think, I know
I am
mostly
ready.
people are listening to this mostly, but we must make mention of your shirt.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I bought this shirt because it reminded me of SpongeBob so much. And so you saying I'm ready is like perfect.
Yeah, you're ready to go. Like to cross over.
Is
a pretty
that
cool
not
shirt.
the loudest shirt you've ever owned?
Yeah, I actually think it is. And I bought it just today, just for you folk. Well, mainly myself, because I get to wear it. But I thought, you know what? Time for a fun shirt to celebrate an auspicious occasion. And so I did, and here it is. It's got a lot of jellyfish and some crazy colours, and the gentleman who sold it to me gave me the backstory, and it turns out it's from a company which became famous in the 1940s for really pushing the envelope on Hawaiian shirts and their colour palettes. I was intrigued, fascinated, and captured by this old man's tales of days gone by and colours that we haven't seen in fashion for a long time. And there I was, a sitting duck, a foreigner, who had changed his money for an indiscriminate exchange rate and just started throwing notes at him. How much is the shirt? I never said. Just started throwing money, and he said, great, love what you're doing here. And then eventually, my wallet was empty and the shirt was put in a bag, and I was on my way.
I was going to say this, but I was in the same shop with Tim.
You guys met the ghost of Tommy Bahama?
Yes.
He's taken a pretty powerful physical form. And he is
guys are
peddling
ready.
some,
You are
some
ready.
pretty fine wares down wherever the fuck Romancing the Bean is, which is the cafe from the movie that Tim and I went and had a lovely breakfast burrito at this morning. And first of all, the breakfast burrito is nothing but egg and cheese, which is not enough ingredients. It's a breakfast egg. But
It didn't even provide a hot sauce, which was intriguing.
Yeah.
Everything, you can't have like 3 white foods, egg, burrito, and cheese, and not throw a little spice in there, You got to have something to break it up. Chuck some veggies in there.
yeah.
Red onion would have sufficed, capsicum.
Mayonnaise.
No!
mayonnaise would be something.
A little salt.
Anyway, I read the Yelp page for that cafe a while ago, and some of the arguments that were laid forth, which seemed pretty wild at the time, now sound pretty all right. But when we were there, we talked to the guy behind the counter, and we said, "Did you know that the movie We Are Your Friends was filmed here?" And he said, "Yes, I did. Have you seen it?" And we said. And we said, yes, 59 times.
And he said, okay.
Yeah, he said, okay, yeah, they filmed in here. Over there, that's where Zac Efron and Emily Ratajkowski's characters broke up.
And Guy said, no. That's where they forged their relationship, dude. That's basically where they got together. And this guy went, oh, okay. I've only seen the movie once, but they filmed a bunch of different endings. And then Guy and my imagination ran wild. And we locked a stare with this gentleman.
Wait, was there a breakup scene that they potentially shot?
Yes, so there is multiple endings potentially sitting around in the...
Fuck off.
Yeah. But we digress. Anyway, look.
Well, that's a worthy digression, I think. If ever someone was allowed to digress.
Can I-
Matt, sorry, you go.
No, look, that's all by the by.
No, go. I'll
What
go.
I was trying to tell you was that
If you're gonna
at
fiddle
the
around-
store where you bought that shirt, I also bought some things. And because I saw what you paid for the shirt, and it's a fine shirt, but that man made a princely sum. And
What did you pay?
I actually also...
I'll never tell.
I'll double it.
I got very excited in this store and thought, because it's the last show, I would buy gifts for all of us. And I bought gifts, which I have in my pockets.
So they're real warm?
Matt, do you want to provide audio commentary for our listeners at home on what Guy's attempting to do right now?
Well, right now his fingers are sticking in kind of a soiled and frayed pocket.
I bought them like that. It's called fashion, idiot.
Okay.
So I bought gifts for all of us, and the first gift is for you, Tim.
Okay.
They're all badges, by
It's
the
a
way.
little badge. New cologne, or have you been rolling in dog shit?
What the fuck? Can I say something? Guy bought this at the store and he said to the proprietor, who in retrospect definitely ripped me off with the shirt, I would like to have a look at those badges, but we've got to keep it secret because I'm buying a present for my friend over here. So I was expecting something very specific that relates to me, like some sort of
it
hits on
does.
something in my past. This is just a dumb gag badge that you could have given to anyone.
Look on the back of it. How much should it cost?
$5.
It's not the most expensive one then. This guy is charging a lot for these badges.
What store is this? What store
I
was
don't
it?
know. There's some billionaire with a vintage store. Just next to Romancing the Bean. Anyway, I got one for you as well, Matt. And this
I'm
one
honored.
I think is good.
Oh, peace on earth.
Hold on, but is that... Oh, I thought it was in the font of The Hobbit, but it isn't, so who cares?
$12.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I don't choose the prices, man. I just buy
Wait a
the
minute.
badges.
There's a clue on here in the small corner. It just says Gill, G-I-L. Is this a consignment shop where people have little like corners and booths? Like
No,
this is
look-
Gill's corner.
That is possible. As far as I could tell, this guy is a billionaire.
Gill.
Yeah. And he's just doing whatever the fuck he wants.
This is the nicest inflated price badge I've ever received. Thank
Hey,
you.
Matt,
It gets worse. I bought this one for myself.
What
It
is it?
says "Big Boy for President,"
fucking hell, let me attempt
and
to
it
move
cost
this
me
along.
$35.
There's no way that's true. Really? Holy shit, Matt Gourley
Yeah.
is
I
confirming
can
the
confirm
authenticity
that.
of
Yeah.
that price.
Yep.
What
All
about
about-
this badge would...
Tim, I got you one more. I got you one more badge as well.
Oh, okay, there is another one.
Oh, now that's a winner.
It's a McCain Palin
Campaign.
Republican ticket from
my God.
2012 badge. That's great. Thank you, sir. $12.50. Eat it, Matt. Hey, thank you so much, Guy. That was
Thank
really
you.
sweet of you. I appreciate
It
it.
was a bad idea.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, can I ask you? We've seen... I'll put mine on in a moment. We've seen the film obviously 60 times now. This was your first take of the
Yeah.
Zac Efron slightly indie venture, We Are Your Friends.
Uh-huh.
What did you make of it?
This movie is my worst nightmare, and not watching it, I enjoyed this process. I like watching movies for this kind of reason.
Mm-hmm.
If I
Well,
were-
hold on. Let's delve into that a little bit. What do you mean by that
Well,
exactly?
you know, for a podcast, and it's often
Guys, just
something
busted
I
out a
do.
disposable camera to take a shot. Such is his boredom.
No,
Sorry,
I'm
Matt.
listening, Matt. I'm just excited.
All right, take it easy. Peace on earth, you guys.
Big Boy for President.
Or McCain Palin. You got to choose a side. Where do you stand? But if I were to live in this world, it would be my worst nightmare. I just don't. I just am tired. It seems tiring to have to live that life.
I've got bad news for you, brother.
Oh, season 4?
No, you know how there was an after the credits scene
Yeah.
where Tanya Romero receives the cash from Zac Efron from him ripping off everyone and
Yeah.
stealing their
Tanya
houses?
Romero included.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
There's a
Blood money.
We didn't get to the after the full credit scene, but that's when it is revealed that we are living in the same universe as We Are Your Friends.
No.
So I'm sorry for that revelation, but
can't.
we're in it.
Did you not see that in titles credit where it says this movie took place in the same universe that you exist in? Open parenthesis, we're talking
Matt?
to you, Matt.
They get that specific? Fuck.
The original release title of this film was We Are Your Friends, Matt. But some executive
Wait,
changed
now
it.
I love this movie.
No, sorry. Hold on. No.
What is this about face, mister?
I
This
just
is
want
my
friends.
nightmare.
I like to have friends.
Oh, wow. This movie is for you.
Yeah, it is my friend. I don't want to be in this world, though. I don't want to live in the... I don't want to run with this gang. You know what I mean? It's tiring. I don't like that they're just... They're somehow suffering for something that isn't an art. Do you know what I mean?
Who did
I
you
mean,
not?
yeah.
Who did you not like the most?
Oh, boy. Well, I made a little chart
Let's
here.
get through some
Okay,
notes, shall
so
we, man? Let's
you
dive
got-
into that notebook.
You got Cole, you got
By the
Squirrel,
way-
you got Jarhead and Johnny Depp, right?
Can I hold, just I just want to let you know, I'll be right back,
Okay.
and I am listening the whole time.
Okay. Seems suspicious.
Yeah, I'm not lying. Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. These are like character parables or archetypes from Trainspotting and Entourage. Have you guys covered this?
We have not spoken about
So
this.
Cole is Renton from Trainspotting and Vinny from Entourage. Squirrel is Spud and Turtle. Jarhead is Begbie and Drama. And Depp is Johnny Lee Miller and E. Also, this...
I would argue that Jarhead is E and Johnny Depp is Johnny Drama, but otherwise, sir...
But they're the troublemakers, the rabble-rousers, you know?
Well, they are rebel-rousers.
Yeah, thank you. Also, I'm convinced that whoever made this film had something
Maximum
like...
Joseph and Megan Oppenheimer, who I should hope are in the audience this evening. Make yourselves known!
Chickens.
It's fucked up. He definitely lives here. Anyway.
Look at
He
this.
knows.
They had these films on their shelf in this order: Trainspotting, Saturday Night Fever, Glengarry Glen Ross, Point Break, Boogie Nights, Usual Suspects, and back to Trainspotting. Because here it goes. It starts with Trainspotting and the voiceover, and you learn the characters. Then it goes to Saturday Night Fever, where you learn the world. Then it goes to Glengarry Glen Ross for the real-life intrigue of working day men. Then you go to Point Break for the mentor-apprentice relationship with the love triangle of the girl that belongs to the mentor but wants to be with the apprentice, into the fall of the characters of Boogie Nights, then to the Usual Suspects twist of using everything from the film for your like denouement, and then back to Trainspotting for the repeat voiceover.
Matt, while that is brilliant, you have pretty much undercut the last 59 weeks of mine and Tim's life.
Well, it's good we're wrapping this up. But I have a question for you guys.
All three of your co-hosts were impressed by that, man. That's great.
I have a question.
What?
I have a question for you
No,
guys.
hold on. What? You got a weird look on your face.
No.
Yes.
No, you don't have...
Yes, guy. Oh, is that a third player appears? Third co-host. This is the Knife Gen 3, everyone. The audience do not look delighted to see this.
I'm trying to think why.
Concerned.
How have you been traveling with that? Have you been traveling with that?
Oh, man. I'm so glad you asked. So, I actually think I told the story in the New York episode, which hasn't come out yet, so I'll forgive you for not having heard it yet.
Do you not remember,
I know
Tim?
you're such a diehard fan.
How could you not remember? It was but 2 nights ago.
I took it through.
I had a closed circuit feed of that, so I have heard this.
Yeah, well, you're being very kind to be the audience surrogate then
I
for
will.
these lovely LA people. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knife, as we all remember, Gen 1 got lost to some TSA agents who were disguised in Australia as Australian customs officials. And I'm sorry to say that the Knife Gen 2 was also taken by similar kin when I forgot to put it in my checked-in luggage. But I'm glad to say that for merely one episode, we have the Knife Gen 3 joining us. So he's, like you, Matt, making his worst idea debut and exit all on this same show. So I'm
Tim
happy he's
earlier
made it here.
described that knife to me today as the bluntest knife that ever knifed.
But it's got a good weight to it, so you can sharpen things. Hilt heavy.
Yeah,
I didn't realise we were dealing with such a pro, Matt. Holy shit! Matt's busting out some real stabby knife tricks. Jesus Christ. Matt is currently performing some pretty incredible knife work.
Good man.
That's amazing. And no. At least let me put the blade away so we don't...
No, we'll leave.
We're good?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
okay.
Nothing
The
has ever
audience
gone
members
wrong
had to
with
be
a
there.
knife just lying around. It's fine.
Matt, and the same... Okay, so last time I owned a leather jacket, which was one time in my life, someone put it on and it looked fabulous on them, and I said, God damn it, now I don't own a leather jacket anymore. That is your knife.
really?
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't do what you just did. That is now your knife. It's found its rightful owner.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
tremendous.
I
God
will
damn.
put it on the shelf of podcast treasures.
How big is that shelf, you sad man?
Getting bigger and bigger every week.
Hey, so, jumping back into the Notebook. I love that you've managed to absolutely rip apart this film by figuring out which movies it's aping.
Yeah.
That's great. Let me ask you this, Matt. How did a film which did so famously poorly at the box office draw in so many hits and yet miss itself?
I don't know. That's a good question. It is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's like the sum of its parts are somehow less than the total. I don't know. It's just, it's
Like
robbing.
a bad bicycle.
Yeah. Hold on. Yes. Yes.
Too many bits. Ruins a bike.
Guy, do you think that bikes are too complex?
Not if you get a good one.
What's a good bike to you?
Just exactly as many parts as necessary.
Not
Are
one
you-
more or less than you need.
That sounds perfect to me, Matt.
So what, like a bell on the handlebars? Is that a bell
If you
too
need
far?
a bell, then a bell it shall be.
Are you
This is
anti-mountain bike? Are you like...
I'm all for mountain bikes if you live in the mountains.
Okay. So, Matt, jumping right back into that Notebook, what else did you have down there, my friend?
Well, I have a question for you guys. Okay, so you did Grown Ups 2, you did Sex and the City 2. Those are clearly, to me, movies that are made for a payday, they're jobbers. This actually seems like someone set out to make a passion piece. How did that... I'll say what you will about how shitty this movie is. Someone's heart and soul went into this thing. I'm not saying they were successful, or that they had a heart or a soul, but it went into it.
Yeah.
And so that how did you feel watching something like that where this had to be made by a DJ, right? This is a DJ's movie.
I
Made
mean, we-
by a DJ.
we
It's
know all
food
the-
DJ.
We met all the people who made it, except for Maximum Joseph, who we've met in...
Joseph.
Yeah. He's not a DJ. We know him for his, gonzo television shows.
Catfish.
Oh, right.
It's a documentary
Yeah. Yeah.
about cats that like water.
And who might be fish?
Well, what?
No, they're
it's a
definitely
pretty-
cats.
It's a pretty amazing movie, though, because, I mean, traditionally felines are afraid of the substance we
yeah.
call water.
Yeah.
A couple of bits hydrogen, one
Substance?
part oxygen. Yeah, yeah. You know what cats call it, though? Meow. And they fucking hate this stuff. They absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I know.
Maximum Joseph managed to find some freaks out there in the big cat world.
Do you feel that he was making something that he considered art? Because that seems to be
Absolutely.
a theme of this film.
100%.
Yeah, it's felt pretty bad this year watching someone try so hard week after week
Yeah.
and very rarely meet the
Yeah.
standard.
And yet it's a movie about that very thing. It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
But even within the movie, Zaccoli's character, who's pursuing electronic dance music success, fails. Even within the film, when he succeeds at the music festival, he fails objectively to achieve that goal of being good at his job.
You're absolutely
It took you
right.
60 watches to get such a crystalline observation from the movie.
Better
guys.
late than never.
I am so impressed.
I've been thinking about this for a while now.
My word. I'm talking to the audience from here on in. I'm not talking to Guy and Matt.
Come on,
I'll talk
guys.
to Matt through the
It's
audience.
The last one. You can do this.
I
Yeah,
know.
we're cool, man. We're friends.
We are your friends,
That
Matt.
was somehow threatening.
No, that's just how I say it.
We're friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Friends need to say it out loud and gift knives to each other. That's how you know friendship is
We
there.
are your friends.
Matt, we've got a couple of established benchmarks in this
Yes.
podcast, which we've been, dipping back into the well of throughout the season. And if, Guy, I may be able to count you in. Whoa, you look not happy about this. Are we cool?
No,
Or not
I'm
cool?
just squinting, man. I'm
Oh,
cool.
okay, sweet. All right.
Now my eyes are much more wide open.
Fantastic. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Getting sentimental with James Reed. Yeah. I was all over it. So, as we told you, James Reed is from a popular New Zealand rock band called the Feelers. And he's now, That's some good songs.
We've got some Cantabrians in the audience. Great.
But
No, we don't. That fell flatter than anything I've ever said in front of a crowd of 100 people.
But more or less, he gives, at some point during the movie, he gives Zaccoli the gift of a MacBook Pro box, the contents of which are never revealed to us, mere audience members. And so for this, our 60th and final screening of We Are Your Friends, I would really like for you to tell us what in God's name you think is inside of that box.
Well, I hope this hasn't been said before because it seems like the obvious choice, especially as they're stealing from all these like seminal films, that it's clearly he's going to open it up and it's just the light from Pulp Fiction.
But what is it?
Exactly.
No. People don't generally get the opportunity to define what was in the briefcase the whole time, but you, Matt, do right now.
I guess I do, but let me throw this at you. We also talked about, you asked me whether or not they actually have sex in that scene, you know?
Yeah, we will need to provide a little more context. So it's Zaccoli and Somali. In one scene, they hook up at a music festival and they go back to a hotel room, and you know the filmmakers dance around exactly what happens in the hotel room. Rest assured, they may or may not have had sex. I asked Matt entirely without sort of suggesting which way to lean.
Fuck you. I was going to let it slide, but no. Fuck you, man.
That's fair. Pretty much. That's so fair. Pretty much you're going to say whether or not you thought they had sex.
Well, I'm not going to say. That's the thing, is that I think that this film takes itself so seriously that the reason I can say it's the light from Pulp Fiction is because they're leaving it ambiguous enough as to whether or not they had sex in a way of like, how did Inception end? How Waiting for Godot? Like, this is for you to now we've made our art, now you put your art on this. Did they? You are in this film, you decide whether they conceive a child and it grows up with Richard, the dispossessed kid that lives in the home with the mom that...
But they fucked.
They
clear
fucked.
this
They
up.
fucked.
They copulated.
They do, because
Coitus
Wes Bentley
occurred.
confirms that later, basically, right?
When does he confirm it?
Well, he says you fucked.
And what is said in response?
What is... I don't remember.
No, you don't. But
No,
I do. 'cause
No,
I've
his
seen it
response
60
is
times.
exactly that perfect ambiguity. He went,
Yeah. So I guess, in a way, we'll never know.
exactly. This movie wants you to
Fucking
keep
idiot.
asking the hard questions.
You fucking dragged like two smart, funny guests into this dumb, idiotic conspiracy theory of yours. Just to fucking get in.
I'm
there,
with
man.
you.
I tell you what, fucking bullseye, motherfucker. It worked. You son of a gun.
I do
Anywho.
think they did, though, personally. That would be what I would put on it. But I think the film itself is saying, we don't want to tell you what to think.
That's right.
It's that pretentious.
This film's saying a lot of things. I don't think that's one of them. Here are some things this film is saying. Top 21. 1, boys are dumb. Number 2, house music sucks. Number 3, EDM, take it or leave it. Number 3, people like Johnny Depp exist in the world.
You just
Number
said two
4,
number threes.
I know. That's why I'm counting on my fingers to make sure I don't get caught out.
That doesn't work because you just
Number 4,
just got caught
Zac
up.
Efron's got range. He doesn't just have to be in High School Musical. Number 5, Johnny Weston. He can act sometimes, but you know, not the whole time. Number 6, sometimes within one movie you can change a character's hair and no one will notice if you put it in one of those transitional scenes. Number 7, you know what's fun to break up a movie that isn't working too good? Some interstitials involving animation. Number 8, hey, pumping beat will forgive many script woes. Number 9, editors. Who needs them? Number 10, Megan Oppenheimer. Her uncle created the atomic bomb and his niece created a bomb of a film. Number 11.
Are they related, really?
Number 11, it's important to name your film after the title track of said film. It encourages memory on what's going on. Number 12, just because you've released a film to a lot of cinemas doesn't mean a lot of people will see it. Number 13,
That's a good one.
Emily Ratajkowski, actor, model, you decide. Number
It can't be both.
Number 14, Can you improvise a film in a scene in a film that costs multiple millions of dollars to make? Sure, why not? There are no rules. Number 15. Poetry in motion can apply to anything if you say it with enough confidence. Number 16. If you run out of things to say in a movie, you can just play some music and film anything you want and edit it together, and suddenly you've got a montage. 17. 17. If you run out of things to say in a list, you can say anything. And if you use the word poetry in motion, people will buy whatever you're telling them. Number 18. Directing a film is a lot like life. Sometimes people will listen to you, sometimes they won't. But either way, as long as you have a plan, you might fail. Number 19. Is that right? 19?
I would say directing a film is a lot like getting through a list of 21 things.
I'm so close.
Incredibly challenging.
Number 19. If you can't come up with a compelling story of a hero's journey, maybe put 4 central characters in your film and then introduce a whole bunch of secondary characters. Spread the load. Number 20. If at first you don't succeed, make a show called Catfish and then convince some executives to give you money for a motion picture and then fail in such a historic fashion that a podcast picks you up for holding a record for how poorly the financials of your film was, and it will gain a second life. And of course, number 21, there is hope for everybody. Of course.
Oh, well, that was very well.
Because this is highly unorthodox. But this occurred to me so strongly in the film, is that, what's in that MacBook Pro box? My dudes, my dudettes, my people who associate with neither dudes nor dudettes in describing themselves. What is in that box is hope. Truly.
Yeah.
And I think that actually...
That's what the Pulp Fiction
Exactly.
to me would be.
Yes.
I don't know.
What is more hope? How more could you describe hope visually than a shining light?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's pretty neat and tidy.
Matt has described literally what's in the MacBook Pro box, the shining light. How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm not even on mushrooms this time. That was a real journey.
I'll tell you what my shining light was this week, if you're asking, which you kind of are. I've never liked it when Jarhead is tossing a gold bar in the background of frame while Zaccoli talks to Tanya Romero and begins the process of stealing her house. He says, but he's tossing a gold bar and he says, Cole, come check this out. Cole, baby. And then the scene continues. And the way he said Cole, baby, this evening, I was like, that is affection, that is friendship. I don't necessarily like you as a person.
Yeah.
But I now like the fact that you like your friend enough to enjoy calling him Cole Baby in a professional environment in your first week. That's love. He doesn't give a fuck. He's disrespecting his employer by not working at all. His screen isn't like open on a spreadsheet, it's dark. He hasn't been on it for 5 minutes. He's holding not his gold bar, the guy's irresponsible with money. He has found a gold bar in the office, just picked it up as though it's anyone's property, started throwing it around in his hand, and as if he's not drawing enough attention to how incompetent of an employee he is, he's just like, fuck, I love my friend Cole. As much as I hate this job, hey, Cole, baby. And he catches it.
Powerful.
Yeah. And
Powerful moment.
And then Cole just keeps, he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I don't care if you're friends with me, I'm busy. I got to take this lady's house from her. Immediately. And he does. Credit to him.
What a brilliant shining light, guy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I guess I really empathized with the characters this week.
I guess so, dude. Matt, did you have a moment in the film when you were watching that permeated through the fog of maybe not liking it too much into like, that was a cool moment, man?
It's the most realistic vomit scene I've ever seen, because there is that sound of like, usually when you see vomit in a film, it's someone's mouth is full of some substance that they spit out, and it just sounds like they're spitting, but there was like a resonant, guttural like launch pad of a sound in there that I have to hand it to. And they didn't show him like spit a bunch of Campbell's soup out. You just heard that sound.
Man, I normally wouldn't put people on the spot, but you are a noted and gifted improviser, famous for your roles in Super Ego, Community, Drunk History, and other things. Oh. Could you please do that sound for us? Oh my god! That was so much more realistic than I was expecting. And I was expecting something good, but that made me physically ill. Holy shit, dude.
That's the point, right?
You are a good actor. You should have been in this goddamn movie. You might have saved the thing. Fucking hell.
Game recognized game.
Oh, boy. So, I mean, for you, was it? Do you think that was either ADR or some sound effects that got added on later, or do you think that was Zac Efron just being a good actor?
I think that's ADR, but I think it's great ADR.
But by Zac? Like, you think he came into tape with
You
someone
know he
else?
didn't sing all the numbers on High School Musical on the soundtrack. He's been known for using ADR before.
Is that true?
I don't know, maybe.
This is how the worst kind of rumors get started. Here's an idea that maybe could have happened.
I watched that movie like 10 times, and someone told me and it stuck with me, you know? I
Are
did
you
my
fucking
research.
serious?
Yes.
How do I not know this about you? I've never seen High School Musical. You've seen it 10 times?
You have another podcast?
Not everything deserves a podcast, Matt. Some
I think
things
we
we just keep to
We'll
ourselves.
see about that.
We are testament to the fact that almost everything can be a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Hey, so, shit, really? Did Zac Efron not perform all the numbers on the soundtrack, or you made that bit up?
No. I you know, some things you hear by happenstance and you choose to believe, and some things you hear by happenstance and you're like, no, I'm either going to research that or just choose not to believe it. This one I took on board and I was like, I'll tell other people about that.
Nice. Be
You're
part
saying
of it.
he didn't sing it, or that he was ADR'd by himself?
What? Can one ADR oneself, Matt?
I mean, yes, that's what ADR is.
It's a simple answer.
All right,
Then
guy's
the
clearly
answer is-
bored with this track.
No,
He's pulled
then
out the
answer is
disposable
yes.
camera
It's a
again.
learning moment.
Just took a still photo of himself on a disposable camera. Such was the poignancy of the learning guys just experienced.
But I think that someone else recorded most of his numbers on that movie.
Oh, okay.
And if I met him, I would not bring it up. I would try and become friends with that guy.
Yeah.
He seems fucking awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like him.
Can I throw a shining light at you, boys?
I would like nothing more.
Yeah.
Fuck, I love you, Tim. I love you so much, bro.
I love you too, man. It was such a ripe opportunity to call you a piece of shit, and I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's because you're wearing your badge on your shirt, and it's just such a confusing 1, 2. No one who would wear that shirt would wear a badge running for McCain and Palin, especially in 2017.
I don't know if you've met America yet.
There's a scene in the film which is in the moments, and actually, for a bit of context, so I'm really sorry to spoil the film for anyone, but Squirrel dies, and immediately before it happened, Matt saw what was transpiring and what was about to be revealed, and was kind of devastated, and I don't want to talk for you, but I'm going to continue to do so. Not devastated at the moment of that character being robbed from us, but at the film thinking that it was entitled to kill a central character off. Like it had earned that.
I was offended that it thought I cared enough about this character that I would be moved by that.
You say that now, but at the time you said, how can you kill him? He is the only one I care about.
Well,
That
that's
is
true.
what you said.
But that is true. But that like is so relative that it's still not enough. Relative to characters that I not only care about, I would go out of my way to write out of this film, I think, if I were a writer.
I will pay you to try and help you with the script, and I'll tell you what, everyone's gone. Everyone's gone. My shining light was in that moment when they first wake up, post-party, there's a bit of talk, a bit of chatter about a banana. And the banana is actually in shot, is sort of in soft focus in a few of the frames. And
I'm so fucking glad we're talking about the banana, man. I've wanted to bring it up for so long, and here you are doing it.
Here's the thing about the banana. Like, the banana is talked about, and I think it's in focus and maybe a couple of shots that exist on the screen for half a second. But it's also it's like you know when you do like an over the shoulder shot and you got fuzzy for the person who's right by the camera, to give you the perspective you're looking at someone. It's like they're doing an over the shoulder of the banana itself. So all of a sudden you feel like within the film
The banana stuck around for its own coverage.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's doing a great job. And
It could
suddenly,
have gone to the dressing room, but it stayed to deliver the lines.
from a
worked together.
technical point of view,
That's
absolutely.
how you get noticed.
Yeah, well, that's how you get work in this town, right? But from an emotional point of view, as a viewer of the movie, you're like, I am now the banana. And in some ways, aren't we all the banana to someone? Because what is the banana doing? The banana sacrifices itself in the wake of the party where the boys have poisoned their bodies to the point where one of them is tragically passed away. But
It's not that
most
big
of
of a
them,
tragedy.
most of them are just hammered. They've had too much alcohol. And how do you boost yourself back up? You have a banana.
It's a good source of potassium.
But what happens to the banana? The banana gets devoured. You know? So I'm just saying, like, you combine their philosophy with the film language they've used, and suddenly it's like they're trying to make us the banana. And I felt like there's something in that for all of us.
Yeah,
you know?
we are the banana, we are sacrificed, we are squirrel.
We are your friends. Exactly. Exactly.
The other thing with the banana is he peels it too fast. You see him pick it up,
Not wrong.
and you're like, yeah, cool. And then, like, there's a shot of someone else, and then a second later, he's eating an open banana. And I'm like, okay, even if you did open it that fast, you would be sweating or looking slightly scrambled. So how hard
you're saying if you, Guy, did your best to open a banana as fast as you could, that you would break a sweat or be out of breath?
If I opened it in less than a second, absolutely. There is no
You
planet.
offended that guy so much he left. He's like, this is bullshit. That would never happen.
I've seen that guy before at Bananas Anonymous. He has literally never opened a banana without losing a third of it in his life.
If I may, Matt, we didn't reveal this. We've met a few times now. We've spent a little bit of time together. And what you don't know about Guy and I, you probably know that we're New Zealanders and we do a podcast, but we're actually also film executives who are willing to greenlight a project which will catch our fancy.
This is fortuitous.
So what I would love to try and garner from you is maybe a pitch for a sequel to We Are Your Friends, and Guy and I, as film executives, will assess whether or not it's worthy of our mighty checkbooks.
Okay.
He's right, man.
Great yes ending there from Guy Montgomery. What a talented improviser. Join the front row to take a photo with this disposable camera. Can you imagine what would happen if we gave him a real camera, you know? So when you give a kid I don't know, like a trolley or something, and they walk around like,
you
this is
didn't
fun.
give me this camera, I bought it. Yeah.
Society gave you a toy camera, my dude. It's because we've got to
In
keep
a
the real
way,
ones
I
from you.
guess. I'm doing my best with it.
I'm sorry. Matt, this...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're billionaires, by the way. And we want to make a movie real bad, but it's got to be the right movie. And if
Okay.
you get this wrong,
I'm done in this town?
no man, but you're going to have to take this down to the pharmacy and get the role developed.
I will.
And bring it back to me without looking at any of the photos.
Okay.
Even though some of them are going to be super interesting, no doubt.
My mom has, over her lifetime, taken probably close to 100 of these things and never, ever developed them. And there's a box of them. And so for every Christmas and for her birthday, I go like to the only Walgreens I can find that will do these and get her a pack that turns out to always be black photos or just thumbs and stuff like that.
Hey, that's fucking adorable.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool.
All right.
Hello, Mr. Gourley, is it? Please come on in.
Thank you.
We have an open door
thank you.
policy
Thank
here.
you. I'm a little
here
nervous.
at
Thank you.
Montgomery and Bat Film.
Don't be
Funding
nervous.
Industries.
Smile real quick. It's just for me.
Please, have a seat.
Can I just address this to you?
Yes.
Okay.
And me.
Can I get you a water?
I'm supposed to say yes. It shows that I'm not
well
intimidated.
done. You passed the first test.
Oh God! All right. Well,
You're not going to drink any of it?
No, I don't have any water at home, so I wanted to keep it for tonight.
God damn it, that is charming.
Mr. Montgomery, quick aside. We need to let this motherfucker speak. We don't have a lot of time left to conduct our appointments. I want to hear this one out. We haven't greenlit a film in so long. Are you prepared to see what this dude has to say?
Yeah, man, but before I do,
Yeah.
I've got a long list of grievances to clear with you.
Okay. Well, this feels like as good a time as any. Maybe your top three.
I don't know if I can get it down to 3.
Oh.
30, 50 maybe. But 3? You know what? Forget about it. Let's get back to this game.
Mark, is it? What's your pitch?
Matt.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Throw it at us.
Go ahead, Mr. Mark.
It's maximum Matt, okay? Well, here it is, 20 years later. Danny Boyle...
Sorry, 20 years later from now? Or
Yeah, from now.
From 2017?
From 2015.
What are we talking about here?
The sequel to We Are Your Friends.
Oh, I saw that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what.
Stays with you, doesn't it?
Didn't love it, didn't hate it.
Well, right. But get ready to love it all over again.
But he just said he did neither love it nor hate it.
Hold on, let's hear Mark out. 20
How can
years
someone
later.
love something all over again if they never loved it in the first instance?
Excuse
Mr.
me?
Mark.
How did you get this job?
I don't know.
Quick aside.
I
I really like this guy's moxie.
like to sing about the moon and the June and
Calling out the
spring,
billionaire
about the sky
financiers.
blue and the tea
Me
for
liking
blue.
it
I
a
like to
lot.
sing
Right on.
Mark, proceed.
Yes. 20 years later,
Then when?
2035.
2055?
I was waiting for that.
You literally saw me at 20
Yes, if-
to 35.
I'm sorry, quick aside.
Mr.
Mr. Montgomery, no shit. We gotta get through this.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my
These
honey.
sides aren't
Hello, my
helping, my
rectum.
friend.
Yeah.
Feel like
Send me
they're
a kiss
slightly
by
history.
one, baby, my heart's on fire.
Sorry, Mr.
You'll wait
Mark.
this time. If you refuse me, honey, you'll lose me. Then you'll be left alone. So, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
Mr. Mark!
Yes, I'm back. 20 years later, 2075. Cars run exclusively on rendered down pig tallow. The barren wastelands of Santa Monica have bled into the ocean, and no one knows sea from land. The buildings have crumbled into what looks like cityscapes of giant tombstones, and mankind itself is questioning its own existence. Global warning, my balls, everything's frozen. That's right, it's not what you expected. We have a flashback to 2015 with Zakuli at Summerfest screaming, "Things will never get better." The title flashes on the screen. Things have gotten worse. We are no longer your friends because, well, what's his name? Jughead?
Yeah.
Jughead is long since dead. Johnny Depp is running a prison farm.
A prison farm.
That's right. He's
What
farming
hellish
prisoners.
future is this?
Yes, he's farming prisoners because the prison industrial complex has been so privatized that they need fuel, grist for the mill, so they grow prisoners.
I'll be honest, it's better than what I was thinking, which is jails fucking each other and then birthing new
There's
jails.
some of that too.
Oh no!
Yes. Let me finish. These prisoners are genetically bred to commit crimes at the age of 3 days old.
What sort of crimes can a
Baby crimes. That's my waddle. Give it to me. No, I steal your waddle. Give me your nipple. I take it. Anyway, that's the prologue. Part 1. It's more of an overture, you know, like this is a symphony. There are movements, okay?
Can I just
Love
quickly
that.
say, Mr.
Sure,
Mark?
sure.
Gee fucking whiz, you've got me by the bollocks.
We're just getting started, Mr. Montgomery. Mr. Bat.
Please.
Mark,
Call me
continue.
Mr. Montgomery.
Okay, I just
Mr.
did.
Mr.
Montgomery.
Montgomery was my father's name.
That's right. You're his son because it's 2075. I'm pitching this in the future.
Or now, who's to say?
Zac Efron hasn't aged a day. His abs are just as painted on and also real too, but they still paint it on because that's an ego thing. And now, he's still a DJ, even though that's an ancient art like the Jedi. It's myth. No one was a DJ. That's not a real thing. It's true, says Han Solo.
Who is in this picture?
Huh?
Han Solo is in this film?
I bet he is.
Okay.
He's pretty expensive, man. Do we?
On account of him being dead.
Well, the character's dead, sure. But
Harrison
the ideal
Ford is
on.
alive in 2075?
Oh.
I'm sorry, you look super offended by that.
Have you seen Harrison Ford lately?
Yeah.
Anything's possible, man.
That's right. He's still landing planes and laying Janes. Okay, now.
Nice.
Here's what happens. Everybody doesn't believe DJs are a thing. And so in the Bible book of DJs, on Dust Mountain, little baby Jughead from the prison farm is committing rattle crimes left and right until he digs up the DJ Bible and turns to the book of Thump Thump. And in passage 710, where the house man once did do a rave trip, and a baby pacifier and a Mad Hatter hat gave themselves a trip dance.
A trip dance. The most famous of all the dances.
You're not kidding. And the prophets of D. Antwort and Moby and Skrillex and all that shit come flashing on the screen like some kind of thing you've never seen, you assholes. All of this comes crashing down, and people gather at the Mount to see an unaged Zac Efron. If anything, he's a little younger. Put on a DJ set with a
I'll
set.
bet you that's not really him.
It's him.
Okay, cool.
He's already signed on. That's the other thing is I've got him. He's attached to this. Okay?
Yeah, that's good news.
You want him?
Fucking A.
You want him?
Yes, dude.
Then we're getting somewhere now.
Zac
Shut up.
Efron.
Yes.
You heard the man.
Obviously, we want Zac Efron.
Shut up!
I'll take him away.
Don't, Mr. Mark.
I'll take him away.
Montgomery, silence. Mark.
Please,
Hi,
Montgomery
Mark.
is my
Go.
son's name. Mr. Montgomery is my father's name. You can call me Mr. Montgomery.
Page 2. He takes all of the house disciples down to the empty pool of Jughead's house, which is a metaphor for their unfulfilled careers. Then, out of nowhere, a tree branch lowers down and a squirrel comes galloping along it with a little bit of a hat that's flipped up in the front.
A little bit of a hat.
A little bit of a hat.
Which part?
Let me guess. May I? Brim.
Oh, hey, I'm looking for a writer like you.
You don't need to write for this guy. You're a fucking billionaire executive.
I know, but I want to embellish my creative side.
Yeah, ta-ta-da. Page 29. The rest so far has just been house music. For 28 pages, it's just been house music.
You know, that's cheap, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Buying house music.
Yeah, it's dirt cheap. It's a good deal for us.
Mr. Montgomery, am I saying that right? Mr. Montgomery?
Please.
Shut the fuck up! Mark, please continue.
Mr. Montgomery was my father's name.